score today. Defensive zone face-off win for Cleveland. Again, 15-20 remains in this first period. It's 1-0 for the visitors from Rockford, Illinois. First touch of the game for Carter Camper. Rocky River, Ohio native, has played for several AHL teams in a 7-year career. Back home in Cleveland, centering feed in front, Nudavora found Anderson there. Good save, Berube. Not sure he saw the puck, was able to stand in. And so the first real good chance to score for Cleveland comes from two players who plied their trade in Columbus at the NHL level last year. Speaking of the Devil, here's Anderson. Left wing entry now, cuts to the top of the slot, touched off his stick. As Anderson on a conditioning loan from the Blue Jackets here, making the most of this opportunity in his old stomping grounds here in Northeast Ohio. Still 1-0 Rockford with 14:39 remaining in the first. Out of the defensive zone, Anderson has his stick lifted. Andre Benoit, you might remember from 2 years ago with Chicago, had this one taken away. Then a good wrister there from Calvin Turcoff of the Monsters, high to the glove side and snatched by Berube to stop time with 14:28 remaining in the first period. Folks, I understand there are a lot of new names. We will get to as many storylines and as many introductions as we possibly can throughout these first couple of broadcasts to get you guys acclimated to who is backing Cleveland, who are the new faces, who are the contributors in the early going. One of them, Calvin Turcoff, creates this ozone draw with that heavy wrister. Swiss-born player out of the Western Hockey League in the Kelowna Rockets. Turcoff, a guy who can put the puck in the net. He's proved that. Captain Switzerland at the World Junior Championships last year, represented Switzerland in that tournament multiple times. Here's Turcoff below the goal line, offensive zone wraparound attempt, and Berube is there, able to snare on that left post. And now our first shoving match of the season unfolds behind the Rockford net as Scott gets into his man, Bittner in the mix as well, and time stops. 14:05 remaining in the first period. Hey fans, you know about the Twitter Ask the Booth question of the night from last year, but you don't know that it's presented this season by Saucy Brewworks. So here's the difference. You still have a chance to win free Monsters tickets by tweeting me a question at Tony Brown PXP. I'll then pick a question to answer in the second intermission, and we'll give away those tickets, and you'll hear your question on the air. But you must tag, folks, Saucy Brew Works in the question to be eligible. So remember, submit your questions now on Twitter at Tony Brown PXP. It's the Saucy Brew Works Ask the Booth Twitter question of the night. Into the defensive zone, the Monsters are pushed here after failing to control an ozone draw. Now we have our first penalty of the season. Arm up, and the ball is leveled, and we will see who is guilty. Whether it is Rockford or Cleveland, looks like Hayden Hodgson is heading off. Quick timeout, 13:53 remaining in the first. 1-0 Rockford Ice Hogs to the power play when we come back on 99X.
Right now at the Jeep Celebration event, we're celebrating true believers, the ones who believe the end of the road is where the real fun begins. With Jeep Cherokee's legendary 4x4 capability and the off-roading prowess of Jeep Renegade and the all-new Jeep Compass. Here's to believing no adventure is ever out of reach in Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Become a believer with $500 additional bonus cash at the Jeep Celebration event. Hurry, it only happens once a year. Or well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $239 a month for 36 months with $1,689 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Grand Cherokee has received more awards over its lifetime than any other SUV. Excludes SRT. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Chrysler Capital. 25-cent charge for each mile over 30,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 10/31. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Folks, I got to be real honest with you. It feels darn good to be back at Quicken Loans Arena for AHL hockey. The Cleveland Monsters trail the Rockford Ice Hogs. The first game of the 2017-18 AHL season. 1-0 here. 13:53 remaining in the first period. Tony Brown back with you on 99X. Rockford on the power play for the first time after a slashing call is leveled against Hayden Hodgson of the Monsters. So now to the penalty kill for the first time this year. The Monsters will try to navigate this powerful Rockford power play. Why are they powerful? I suppose the sample size negligible so far. We don't have statistics to point to, but Vinny Hinestroza, Anthony Lewis, and the rest of these power players for the Ice Hogs effective at finding and creating scoring chances. Into the Monsters' own zone, tumbling to the ice is John Ramage. Near side of their defensive end. Good evasive maneuver by Ramage. Plugs one back along the goal line. Fed to Hinestroza. Base the right circle. Tries to center through. Good hand-eye there from Jordan Maleta. Swats a puck out of midair and clears. Maleta and Scott began this penalty kill. Off comes Maleta. On comes Mutri. Scott remains out there for Cleveland. And the defenseman, Cameron Gaunce, we'll talk about him throughout the broadcast, throughout these first few games. Get to know him again if you're a longtime Monsters fan, a former Monster, and John Ramage. And now wholesale change with the exception of Mutri on a Monsters clearance. Mutri takes away to the forehand. Oh, what a save made with the right toe there by Berube. But drawing a penalty is Mutri with a burst of speed and off on a delayed call that will equalize things at 4-on-4. Eric Gustafsson. Slashing call against Gustafsson, and so 4-on-4 hockey now for 55 seconds, then a minute 5 of power play time. The Monsters 1 for 1 on the kill, and Nick Mutri providing a burst of speed that really made a difference for his team. By the way, folks, Saucy Brewworks sponsors our Twitter Ask the Booth question of the night. Saucy Brewworks, the beer is here in the queue right next to section 111. Saucy Brewworks, ridiculously good beer, chug after chug. 12:44 remaining in the first. 4-on-4 hockey here with lots of room for the playmakers to do their thing. 1-0 Rockford. Monsters trying to get back into the game. Monsters now controlling a draw. See Tyler Mott, Josh Anderson, Dean Kukin, and Marcus Nutavara work, but puck pops over the bench and over the boards rather, and into the Monsters bench. Speaking of the Monsters bench, we mentioned John Madden back as the head coach, the 3-time Stanley Cup champion, the former Selke Trophy winner, aided by Steve McCarthy as his assistant for the second straight season. And Columbus's development coaches will play a factor on the Monsters bench this year too. Chris Clark and Gregory Campbell will rotate in throughout the season. Those are the changes in the coaching staff. 12:30 remaining now in the first period. Still 4-on-4 for another 34 seconds. It's 1-0 Rockford on a Yurko goal that came on a bad bounce off Ramage's skate play. From left to right, attacking out of their own zone, it's Rockford, but a turnover forced by Mott. Took one away from Robin Norrell, and Tyler Mott, who was almost all the way to the finish line in training camp with Columbus, sent down towards the end of training camp, just prior to the start of the season. Connects with Nutavara, then Kukin at center, and Dean Kukin uses his body to protect the puck and find Marcus Nutavara, his defensive partner for the Monsters, as Mott swings through center. Right wing entry for him. Can't control the puck, now recovers in the high slot, and now out of the box comes Hodgson, who was originally penalized. The Monsters on their first power play of the young campaign. One shot on that last power play opportunity for Rockford. Here's Johnson, forces a turnover, right circle, fires, save made by Thiessen on a good burner from below the near faceoff dot. Back out top, now another offering in front, saved by Thiessen there as it was poked on net by Tomas Yurko again, and that time solved with the right pad of Brad Thiessen. Shots even at 5 apiece. Just 30 seconds left in this first power play of the season for Cleveland. Here's the Clevelander himself, Carter Camper, into the offensive zone for the Monsters. Able to dump and chase. Broadhurst pokes back to Camper. He finds it. Scuffs up to the left point. Andre Benoit feeds right side. Hodgson loads and fires. Saved by Berube way out of his net, but gobbles the rebound outside the blue paint. And after the fact, John Mitchell gets into it with several Rockford players, including 6'7" defenseman Carl Dahlstrom. And an offensive zone faceoff is upcoming. John Mitchell, such an addition on a PTO contract. That's a 25-game tryout. Of course, you'll remember him if you're an NHL fan. Spent time with Toronto, with the New York Rangers, most recently for years with the Colorado Avalanche, and now in Cleveland, and providing so much leadership and presence up front. Power players, Camper, Mitchell, Broadhurst, Ramage, and Andre Benoit. Face off right side of the offensive zone as Cleveland trails 1-0 here. Rockford in front on a Tomas Yurko even strength goal. 15 seconds left on power play. 1 for Cleveland. 11 minutes left in the first period. Face off pulled back right point. It's Benoit. He'll connect now with Broadhurst. Broadhurst on the right point. Zips one below the far circle. Mitchell tried to tap it Camper's way. Now Carter Camper recovers for Cleveland to Broadhurst. Then out top. Benoit loads and fires. Saved by Berube. Saw it clean all the way. The Rockford netminder hangs on to it with 2 seconds left on the power play, on a shot that had a lane, but no one in front to screen or tip. Andre Benoit played last year, the 32-year-old defenseman, who's wearing one of the assistant captain's A's tonight. Played last year in Malmo, the Swedish Hockey League. Before that, a long career in the NHL, the AHL, a 2-time Calder Cup champion, once with the Hamilton Bulldogs, once with the Binghamton Senators. most recently in the AHL with the Chicago Wolves. One out to the center point. Newt Tavara floats a wrister on as the penalty expires. And we're back to even strength hockey here. Newt Tavara's shot wide, and Rockford will dump one into the offensive zone. Both teams now 1 for 1 on the kill, 0 for 1 on the power play. Back to 5-on-5 hockey with 10 and a half minutes remaining in this first period. It's 1-0 Rockford as Justin Scott from right to left dumps into the Ice Hawks zone. Fed back around to the right wall. Scott patrols and then skips one down low out of the reach of Calvin Turkoff. After it is Paul Bittner. And below the goal line, it will be controlled by Rockford in the form of Carl Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom plays one out to center, batted down by Ryan Collins into the offensive end, peels back to his forehand, feeds behind to Turkov. The near corner arm up, delayed penalty call coming against the Ice Hogs. And we've got a holding call leveled against Rockford here as Thiessen was off for the extra man. The Monsters are headed back to the power play for the second time. 5 seconds shy of midway through this first period. It is Dahlstrom himself, and it will be a second chance to try and tie this game for this Cleveland power play. Folks, want to remind you to stay tuned during our first intermission for the NovaCare Rehabilitation First Intermission Report. We'll have first period stats and highlights, a conversation with a Monsters player live from outside the dressing room as they make their way off the ice. We'll also have a conversation with Brad Thiessen from our media day a few days ago at OBM Arena in Strongsville and Discount Drug Mart. Out-of-town scores all coming up in the first intermission presented by NovaCare, the official sports rehabilitation provider of the Cleveland Monsters. 10:04 left, first period, 1-0 Rockford Ice Hogs. Face off left side, O-zone for Cleveland, power play 2 underway. Unable to be won back was that draw by Tyler Mott. Quick clearance for the Ice Hogs, and back to retrieve now is Thiessen behind his own net. As a reminder, the Monsters in white working from right to left here in this first period, trailing the red-clad Rockford Ice Hogs, who work from left to right. Monsters jammed on the exit from their defensive zone as Benoit filters to Collins and back to Andre Benoit for Cleveland. He'll connect with Mott, fanned on a pass. It's given away now, and an opportunity for Rockford creeping in. Backhander influenced wide nicely by the long reach of Collins, but a good chance for Laurent Doff in there. Now the Monsters have it. It's Anderson, right circle, fires in a right arm, saved by Berube. Good burst of speed for Josh Anderson there. Shades of 2016, but Berube up to the task. Left point, Benoit, right circle, now controlled and sloughed down the wall by Newt Tavara. Gets the return feed from Mott. Back to Mott, left-handed shooter, top of the far circle, controls. He's worked on by Luke Johnson, and then can't connect with Newt Tavara on that right point. You're going to see a few little bits of, I won't call it rust, but maybe missed connections here for any team at this point in the season, just coming out of training camp, just implementing systems, particularly on the specialty teams. So with 48 seconds left on this power play, the Monsters now back to their own end as Hinestroza and Rockford, who are down a man here, control behind the Cleveland net. 8:44 remaining in the first period, 1-0 Ice Hogs. Thomas Yurko, the only goal so far. Now Marcus Newt Tavara for Cleveland picks his way out of his D zone, connects with Broadhurst. Now Mitchell. It's a left wing entry, and he'll pop one down the wall out of the reach of Broadhurst. And now tried to be sent back to center, where it will ultimately be handled by John Ramage, and he will retreat back into his own zone. 18 seconds left on Cleveland's second power play. They're 0 for 1. Puck into the official, the linesman, just outside the Monsters' defensive end, and Cleveland not super thrilled with that. Played back now to Radish and Rockford, connecting there with Svedberg, fed up the far wall. Ramage throws a hit into his man as the penalty expires. Back to even strength now at 5-on-5. Still 1-0 Rockford, 0 for 2 on the power play now for Cleveland. 2 for 2 resultant on the kill for Rockford, and just one shot on that Cleveland power play. It was Anderson's odd man rush and shot from the right circle. 7:49 remaining in the first. Below the goal line is offensive zone. Justin Scott for Cleveland controls, tries to connect with Maleta. Pinching down the right wall is Ramage, can't hold it in. Then big hit delivered by Brett Gallant at center, but a chance the other way. It's Yurko, carries behind the net, tries to wrap it around, got a piece of Thiessen. No one there for Rockford to tap home a rebound and back out to center. Shots are 8-6 in favor of Cleveland. The score 1-0 in favor of the Ice Hogs. And now dumped back into the Cleveland end, retrieving is Cameron Gauntz, who back in 2014 capped a stretch of time in the Colorado Avalanche organization in which he played for the then Lake Erie Monsters. He's back in Cleveland this year after helping Pittsburgh in the regular season, the eventual Stanley Cup champions. Also spent time in Wilkes-Barre Scranton of the AHL. Shot from the right circle, saved by Thiessen, couldn't find the rebound, bounced loose to the far corner. Now a penalty coming again against Rockford as Collins out of his defensive zone, offers ahead, stretching out the neutral ice towards Anderson, touched by Rockford. Third power play for Cleveland coming up when we return. 1-0 for the Rockford Ice Hogs, 6:52 remaining in the first period, and a chance to equalize for Cleveland when we come back to the Q on your home for Monsters Hockey. This is 99X.
Gargano's Restaurant and Catering, located at 3482 West 25th Street in Cleveland, is home to the $4.99 handmade pizza. In addition to their Italian specialties, they offer seafood and a variety of delectable sandwiches, all at affordable pricing. Gargano's is Northeast Ohio's choice for affordable catering, whether it's at their banquet hall on West 25th or off-site at your desired venue. Give them a call at 216-749-0336 to reserve a date for your next event. Gargano's Restaurant and Catering, 3482 West 25th Street in Cleveland. They'll do all the work so you get to relax.
Jack says when you play hard, the rewards should come easy. Sign up for Club Jack at Jack Cleveland Casino or Jack Thistledown Casino and win up to 1 million points. Earn points 15 times faster than anywhere in town. And only Jack lets you redeem your points for free play right at the machine 24/7. Join Club Jack today and win up to 1 million points instantly. 2 places to play, 2 places to win. See Club Jack for complete details. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
6:52 remaining in the first period. Welcome back on opening night to Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Oh, how nice it is to say those words. I'm Tony Brown here with you. It's Monsters Hockey. The Rockford Ice Hogs, the opponent, the lead 1-0 for those Ice Hogs from southern, make that northern, Illinois. Monsters to their third power play now, and Carter Kemper controlling this ozone faceoff. Broadhurst on the far side, give and go out of the slot with Hodgson. Broadhurst, far faceoff dot, sloughs one down low, deflected puck controlled now by John Mitchell for Cleveland. Mitchell tries to feed one back to Broadhurst, can't use the wall to matriculate it back to Kukin on the right point. Kemper and Kukin, Mitchell with Hodgson, and Broadhurst the power players. Again 0 for 2 so far, and now Mitchell with a good play to feed Kukin left point. Having a hard time controlling the puck tonight. Is that ice related? I don't know. But several players have it bounce on him a little bit here in the early going. Broadhurst finds Kukin, now left circle. Camper a drive, saved by Berube, might have been tipped on its way. Hodgson providing the screen in front, now fought for near corner. This Monsters power play with 1:10 left on it, doing some good work here on their third chance. Cleared down by Rockford Ice Hogs. Changing as do the Monsters here is Thiessen. The goaltender for Cleveland settles behind the net, and Dean Kukin will swing through and control. Leaves behind the net for Marcus Nutavara. Nutavara out now with Collins. The forwards Tyler Mott, Josh Anderson, and Turkov. Here's Anderson right down the gut. Quick shot and right along the ice. It's off the stick there of J.F. Berube, the goaltender for Rockford, with 42 seconds left in this Monsters power play. Again, the third opportunity for Cleveland with the extra skater, and now this puck pinned up along the near glass, near hash mark of the Rockford defensive zone. Eventually fought free, controlled, and ultimately cleared off glass by the Ice Hogs in the form of Graham Knott, the big 6'4" left wing. All the way back down, 20 seconds left on this power play for Cleveland. They trail in the game 1-0. 5 minutes remain in this first period of this first game. Turkov down the left wing side, able to nudge to himself. Gustafson, though, has it taken from him. Swept back up left point, held in. Nutavara can't connect there with Tyler Mott out to center, and the final seconds come off the penalty to Rockford's Alexander Fortin. And back to even strength we go. 0 for 3 on the power play for Cleveland. They trail 1-0. Rockford back into the offensive zone. Cam Gauntz on the end wall for Cleveland. Long reach there. Took it off the stick of Dauphin, then loose in the goal crease. And it was Andre Benoit alert to broom that one out of harm's way. 2 shots on the power play for Cleveland. And 0 for 3, as we mentioned, as they trail 1-0 on a Thomas Yurko goal at 1:23 of this first period. Let's remember that even strength marker, a bad bounce off John Ramage's skate. Since then, Brad Thiessen has stopped each of the 6 shots he's faced. The Monsters 10 shots to 7. They're in front of Rockford in that count, but Rockford leads on the scoreboard 1-0. 5-on-5 hockey in the final 4:10 of this first period. Puck forced back around towards Gallant on the left side of the Monsters D zone. Now patrolling it, Scott. He'll connect with Bittner at center. Over the stick of Bittner. And the second-year man out of Crookston, Minnesota, plays one back to his own zone, and Ramage, and now flicked by Scott, and a wholesale change unfolds for Cleveland. Ramage and Kukin out there together. Broadhurst, Mitchell, and Mutri are the forwards for the Monsters. That was the top line to start this game. Oh, Broadhurst took a high stick there from Yurko. Can't argue with that. Broadhurst immediately right down to the ice. The only question is it a 2-minute power play or a 4-minute power play for Cleveland? Broadhurst victim there as Yurko tried to lift his stick, and now checking for blood and a double minor. 3:39 left in the first period, 1-0 for Rockford. Fourth power play for Cleveland after this. Game 1 of the 2017-18 season underway on 99X.
K&D proudly invites you to live at one of the 7 most desirable addresses downtown. Residences at Hannah, 668, 1717, Leader, Reserve Square, and Stonebridge. Want to live downtown but aren't ready to downsize? Large spacious suites at Residences at Halley will be available for occupancy in the summer of 2018, offering well-designed kitchens, bathrooms, living spaces, and more. You deserve a K&D quality home. Check out everything K&D has to offer downtown and throughout Northeast Ohio at knd.com.
Columbus Day weekend means awesome deals at all Levin Furniture and Levin Mattress locations. Save hundreds on dining rooms, bedrooms, living rooms, mattresses, area rugs, and more. Plus, get double coupon savings up to $1,000 and get 0% interest all the way to the year 2022. Our fabulous plush Chanel sectional with 4 built-in recliners is on sale for $18.99. This weekend, an amazing $9.97. Don't miss the Columbus Day sale through Monday at Levin's.
3:39 remains in the first period. Welcome back, folks, to Quicken Loans Arena. It's the first game of the 2017-18 AHL season for your Cleveland Monsters. And if you're hearing us, you're hearing 99X. It's 99.1 FM on your radio dial. Your home for every second of Monsters action again this year. We are thrilled that that is the case. A huge thank you to our great friends and partners at iHeartMedia here in Cleveland, and to the great folks at 99X. Happy to be back on board. Tony Brown here with you. It's 1-0 Rockford. The fourth power play for Cleveland underway now. A 2-minute minor penalty for high sticking. And now a shot from the left circle after a successful face-off. Came off Carter Camper's stick. And on his offhand, delivered one off the blocker at J.F. Berube, the goaltender for Rockford, as the Ice Hogs clear. Guilty party, Thomas Yurko, high sticking against Broadhurst. And Broadhurst, no worse for wear, back out there now wearing that assistant captain's A. No captain named for Cleveland yet. 3 assistants tonight, Camper, Broadhurst, and Andre Benoit. 2 out of those 3 on the ice as we speak. Here's Carter Camper, former Miami University standout, former Boston Bruin, last year with the Albany Devils. Remember him from the Calder Cup Finals in 2016 in Hershey. Rocky River native in his hometown for the first time in his pro career as a member of the home team. Quick shot from the slot, good looking release from Hayden Hodgson, delivered into the wheelhouse by Mitchell, saved by Berube, and he hangs on. 2:49 left in the first period, but absolutely potent. That puck movement in the right side of the offensive zone, promising stuff, and saved by Berube, a right side ozone draw. Still 1-0 Rockford. Yurko's in the box for another minute 10 for the Ice Hogs, but he also scored the first goal. Only goal in this game. Shots now 12-7 for Cleveland. Face off, right side, kicked out of the draw. Tyler Mott, Anderson steps in. Mott, Anderson, Turkoff, Ramage, and Nutavara, the power players for another minute 10. Anderson can't win the draw. Into the far corner, Calvin Turkoff for Cleveland controls, tries to cycle down the wall and does so. Mott controls now, and he'll scuff it on further. Back to Turkoff, peels off pressure. Mott tried to touch one back to Nutavara on the right point, intercepted and cleared by Lauren Dauphin. Beg pardon, Laurent Dauphin. And now taken by Mott on a power play breakout for Cleveland. Mott chased down there, and the puck swept back into the Monsters zone. 2:22 remaining in period 1. 41 seconds left in this fourth power play for Cleveland. Marcus Nutavara from behind his own net connects on the right wing side with Anderson. He'll chip one off the far wall. Back in the far corner. Big hit by Anderson. Just barreled into Victor Svedberg, who's 6'9", 234. And right there, put on his wallet by Anderson, his forward momentum. Oh boy, you know you won't see 77 in this town very often anymore, but it's nice to see him again. Hasn't been back since the Cup year. Quick shot from the right circle, controlled by Berube. I think we got another penalty coming here. And if I'm not mistaken, it is yet again against Rockford. Now we'll wait. No, looks like Tyler Mott has been collared here. And emphatic penalty call indicated by the referee, and so with 14 seconds left on the power play, it'll now be a 4-on-4 situation, followed by the second power play, an abbreviated one for the Rockford Ice Hogs, who lead it. 1-0 Rockford, now be a force-like time. Right circle, hurled into for Cleveland. Marcus Newt-Tavara from behind his own net connects on the right wing side with Anderson. He'll chip one off the far wall. Back in the far corner, big hit by Anderson. Just barreled into Victor Svedberg, who's 6'9", 234, and right there put on his wallet by Anderson, his forward momentum. Oh boy, you know you won't see 77 in this town very often anymore, but it's nice to see him again. Hasn't been back since the Cup year. Quick shot from the right circle, controlled by Berube. I think we got another penalty coming here. And if I'm not mistaken, it is yet again against Rockford. Now we'll wait. No, looks like Tyler Mott has been collared here. Emphatic penalty call indicated by the referee, and so with 14 seconds left on the power play, it'll now be a 4-on-4 situation, followed by the second power play, an abbreviated one for the Rockford Ice Hogs, who lead it. 1-0 Rockford on a Yurko goal in the second minute of play. Here we are with just under 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first. 13-7 the shots for Cleveland, 0 for 4 on the power play. The scoring chances beginning to pile up. Ooh, and a little ticky-tack slash there, but that is part of this new implementation of at both the NHL and AHL levels. This emphasis on slashing, and so Mott learns a tough lesson there. Back to action here at 4-on-4 for just a few more seconds. Then Rockford back to the power play. Minute 40 left in the first period. 1-0 Ice Hogs. Now the second power play for Rockford underway. As they're into the offensive zone on the stick of Radish. He'll filter one down to the near corner. Pushed below the goal line. Controlled there by Yurko. Back up to the left point. Able to shiver his way around pressure there. In the form of Mitchell was Alexander Fortin. Back to the left point, Polka to Fortin. Quick shot tipped on its way, saved by Thiessen. He covers, hung tough, did Brad on that opportunity. And from the left wing side, Rockford's shot ends up in the glove hand of Thiessen, the man they call Brick Wall Brad. And he will seal up the face-off to the right side of the defensive zone for Cleveland. Terrific screen applied by Highmore in front. Benoit Leighton arriving there to cover. But Thiessen, Johnny on the spot. Face-off to Thiessen's right now. As the power play still with a minute 22 remaining on it. One back for Rockford to the right point of their own zone. It's Polka down the wall for Yurko. Back to Billy Polka. To the far circle now, controlled. Stepping around a man, then centering in front. Yurko a drive, and that one skipped off a stick. Wide left on Thiessen. Loose to Highmore. Angled back left point, controlling it there. It's Alexander Fortin. Fortin to Yurko as we're inside of a minute to play in period one. Still 1-0 Rockford, but an unforced error for the Ice Hogs. Fortin waiting on the right point, and that one tossed his way but wide. Now back out to neutral ice. The Monsters 50 seconds left on the penalty kill. As Fortin skates into his own zone, slams on the brakes behind the net. Thiessen watches from the left post, loose puck to the right corner, and it's swept back out to the point where it's controlled by Dahlstrom, floated on. Make that Gustafsson rather. Now back to Fortin, near circle, end of a long shift, and he gave it away to Mutri, and he's able to broom one out to center, not much further. 20 seconds left in period one. Monsters trying to get to the intermission here without allowing a goal. Here is Hinestro's, at least another one. High shot there. That might have glanced off the helmet as it was taken by Dauphin. Might have glanced off the helmet of Thiessen, who checks it now. I believe it did. We've got a whistle with the puck out of play. And 9.1 seconds all that remain in this first period. The score is still 1-0 for the Ice Hogs. Again, a reminder, folks, stay tuned for our NovaCare Rehab first intermission report, first period stats and highlights, a conversation with Brad Thiessen, and Discount Drug Mart out-of-town scores coming up. But we'll also be joined immediately following the period by Josh Anderson just outside the Monsters dressing room. Look forward to that conversation with a former Monster and a Monster again, at least for tonight, fulfilling a conditioning loan from Columbus. Final 5 seconds here of this first period. Monsters clear off the draw. That will do it. 2 seconds and 1, and the horn sounds. And the 2017-18 season is now officially on the books, folks. 1 period down in Cleveland. for the NovaCare. First intermission report, second period action coming up any second. Now, I want to remind you guys again about our Saucy Brewworks Twitter Ask the Booth question of the night. If you have a question, make sure you tweet me and tag Saucy Brewworks in it and use that Ask the Booth hashtag. Send it to me at Tony Brown PXP on Twitter at some point before the second intermission, because during that second intermission, I'll pick a question to answer on the air, and the winner will take home 2 free tickets to a future game. It's presented by Saucy Brewworks. You got to tag them at Saucy Brewworks. The beer is here, right next to Section 111 in the queue. Saucy Brewworks, ridiculously good beer, chug after chug. With that, we're set to go for period number 2. Monster skating from left to right in their white uniforms. And as the puck is down at center, we're underway in the second period of this one. And it's a 1-0 lead for Rockford. And the Ice Hogs now see the penalty expire to Tyler Mott. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Left to right in white for Cleveland, right to left in red for the Ice Hogs. Delayed offside here, whistled, now indicated against Rockford. Face off to center, near side of the neutral ice area. 13-10 the shots, Cleveland in front in that count. Through 1 period of play, just now underway. To my left, Brad Thiessen, 9 first period saves. To my right, Jean-Francois Berube. He's got 13 first period saves, and now the Ice Hogs at center win a draw. Highmore pulled it back, and now 4-10 gives one away to Nick Mutry. Mutry spins through the left side of center. Couldn't control with one hand on his stick, but Broadhurst takes over in the official semicircle. And now, inside the top of his offensive zone, lunging after that puck was Mutry, unable to control. Gustafsson from behind his own net connects with Dahlstrom now. Dahlstrom in the near corner as this one bounces away from Mutry, and it's Broadhurst that's going to control behind the net. John Mitchell could not handle it, and so sloughed back to the left point where Kukin will retreat, and now taken by Gustafsson into the middle. Into the center circle, in fact. It is Mitchell tipping to himself, and he'll head down the right wall, controlling in his offensive zone as we've had 1 minute gone by in this second period. Still 1-0 Rockford, but for how long? Threatening are the Monsters as Broadhurst beats one down the left wall. Andre Benoit has this one carom to the near corner, scooped up there by Gustafsson. Spins off a hit from Mitchell at the end of a long shift for him, and then flicks one into the Cleveland zone. 1-0 Rockford, that a holdover from period number 1. And Cleveland out to a quick start in terms of possession here in the middle stanza. 18:36 remaining in the second period. Tyler Mott on a feed from Ryan Collins has this one spun down the dasher, near side corner to far in his own zone. Touching to himself was Camper, but couldn't control, and Rockford on their heels here. He'll hoist one out to center, trickling in front of Thiessen, who lets it scoot wide. No icing on the play. Ramage with a good evasive skating maneuver there below his own goal line. Got away from a hit by Anthony Lewis, and up the right side, Anderson touches this one down. Right circle, cutting to the middle, it's gone. It's loose, puck to the far post, and that time dribbling just wide of Berube's right iron as Gauntz joining the play there from the right point position and creating a chance to score. Here's Camper, near circle, in the high slot now retreating as the puck between his legs, taken away now and scooped up ice by William Peltier, and chipped to the far corner. From below the goal line, hammered there was John Ramage, and now taking over Graham Knott for the Ice Hogs below the goal line. Ramage back to his feet, and he is fired up, and it's his physical play along the end wall that allows Cleveland to chip to the right point, but held in by Rockford in the form of Darren Radish. 17.5 minutes to go in period number 2. Still 1-0 for the Ice Hogs of Rockford, but Cleveland out shooting their opponents 14-10, dictating the pace to start this middle stanza of this first game of the year. Out to the right point, it's Radish, loads and fires, but Mott stepped into that one and blocked it from well out, and now a shot goes wide right on Thiessen from the blue line and Robin Norrell, and is now handled by Rockford for a play back up Norrell's way. Now D-to-D, right side, Radish, a long drive, Mott another blocked shot, and now Anderson with a burst of speed at center, touches one away from Matheson Acapelli. And this one bounces into the far wall. Acapelli was a big-time scorer in the junior ranks in the USHL, and here can't control, and now Turkov close to a break-in, a chance to put a puck on Berube, but offside, just a step or two ahead of the play. That'll stop the clock. 16:51 remaining in the second period, still 1-0 Rockford. As we remind you guys to enroll your child in the Monsters Kids Club and receive exclusive items like a Kids Club backpack, a mini Fathead, a Monsters lunchbox, plus special experiences just for members. Every Kids Club member receives a free ticket to a Sunday Kids game and $10 in loaded concessions value. For more information and to enroll your child, visit clevelandmonsters.com/kidsclub. 16:40 remaining in this second period, 1-0 Rockford on top, an early goal for Yurko, but Cleveland settling into a nice groove here to start this second period. And of course, these players getting to know one another, their tendencies on the ice, but so far it's just a real compact effort, although an icing call here against the Monsters brings a faceoff back into their own zone. First iteration of line combination sees Turkoff and Bittner flank Justin Scott, the second-year centerman. Former Barrie Colt, undrafted OHL centerman. Defensive pairing for now sees Cleveland's Marcus Nutavara and Dean Kukin in a very effective puck-moving tandem here. Spinning shot off the draw for Vinny Hinostroza. Spent a good chunk of time in the NHL with the Chicago Blackhawks last year. Hinostroza, a good spinning wrister that was handled by Thiessen. Fought for near corner defensive zone for Cleveland as we come up on the 4-minute mark of period number 2 with Rockford still in front 1-0. And even strength hockey for now. Not for long, though, as bolting out of the net was Jean-Francois Berube for the Ice Hawks for the delayed penalty that is now whistled on the Monsters' touch. Scott is guilty of slashing, and he will head off. It'll be the third power play for Rockford. They are 0 for 2 to this point. 16:05 left in this second period. Shots 14-11 in favor of Cleveland. So the Monsters, killing a penalty for the third time, turn to Jordan Maleta, who is the only player on the Monsters roster last year to appear in every single game in the regular season. The Iron Man of the team with 76 appearances last year. And he's taking this D-zone draw he's unable to control. Joined by Moutry up front. Penalty-killing defensemen are Benoit and Ryan Collins, the veteran and the rookie. Below the goal line, offensive zone. Yurko spins one in front, just crowbarred over the top of the crossbar there on Thiessen. Good opportunity to score for Alexander Fortin. Now toward the left post at Thiessen. He's going to seal up. So calm in traffic there was Thiessen to just lay his glove down on top of that puck, get the whistle. Time stops with 15:39 to go in the second period. 1:34 to go on this penalty for slashing to Justin Scott. Hey fans, bring your group to a Monsters game to enjoy exciting, hard-hitting hockey at an affordable price. Book your group today to get your choice of group experience packages, great seating, and exclusive group discounts. For more information on group tickets, call 216-420-2500 or visit clevelandmonsters.com/group. Face-off left side, D-zone. John Mitchell will take the draw for Cleveland. Wins it clean. Joined by Broadhurst, the defensive pairing. Ramage, Cameron Gauntz for the Monsters. 1-0 Rockford. Billy Polk out top. Winds and fires. Saved by Thiessen. Big rebound, but right onto the stick of Mitchell in the slot, and he will calmly coast it all the way down where Berube, out of his net, will leave in the far corner. Jean-Francois Berube last year, the entire season spent with the New York Islanders, the NHL, as the backup goaltender for that great organization. And back in the AHL this year as a number 1. And so far, so good. 18 appearances in the NHL for the Isles last year for Berube. And tonight he's looked sharp. 14 saves so far. Monsters clear to center. 51 seconds left in the third Rockford power play. Dauphin drops to Hinostroza, left circle O-zone. Reaching out, though, was Maleta. Now picking up his Moutry. Burst of speed. He's one-on-one with Gustafson. Getting back is Lewis, though, for Rockford. As this chipped into the far corner for Moutry. Got his stick hung up, and Gustafson there. Good pressure, though, from Maleta. And Moutry again takes one away from Hinostroza. Chips to himself. Great job killing this penalty for Nick Moutry. Spending quality time in the O-zone, but Gustafson perseveres. He'll speed away. Toe drag maneuver. Couldn't get past Nutavara. 20 seconds left now on this penalty kill for Cleveland as a puck is flicked and then intercepted by Lewis. Now taken away by Dean Kukin. Had one man to beat. Couldn't get past him, but Nutavara chips to Kukin. Oh, and the Monsters just barely offside. Then Kukin is hammered after he shot a puck after the whistle, and now we drop the gloves here, as I'm not sure a fight will break out, but certainly an amalgamation of humanity in the near corner. Kukin might deserve it because he shot that puck a little late and then it went in the net. Coming after him was Gustafson. Not a full-fledged fight here, but Kukin not a guy known for settling scores by dropping the gloves, and so aided by Moutry, by Maleta, and by Marcus Nutavara as this melee is ongoing now in the near corner. Back onto his feet is Gustafson. He's retreating and calling for a dance partner, but he's retreating, in fact, all the way to the penalty box. What remains to be seen is whether or not there will be an equalizing penalty to Maleta or someone else for leaping into Kukin's defense, but certainly off is Eriksson there, or Gustafson, I beg your pardon. The arm was up initially after he went after Kukin. I think Kukin was just a little bit upset at the offside call there, and so he took a little swatted that puck on net, but it was after the whistle, and so Gustafsson went after him. Mutri came in, Maleta likewise. Everybody piled up, and we'll take immediate timeout. Sort out the penalties when we come back. 14-14 remaining in the second, still 1-0 Rockford, with more to come in the second period from Cleveland on 99X.
Katy Perry. Witness the tour, presented by Xfinity. December 10th, Quicken Loans Arena. Katy Perry. Tickets on sale now at the Quicken Loans Arena box office. Produced by AEG Presents.
For over 40 years, Northeast Ohio has trusted Car Parts Warehouse for all their automotive parts supply needs. With 31 convenient locations, they have all the top brands in auto parts: Mopar, AC Delco, Motorcraft, Bosch, Moog, Monroe, and more. From wiper blades to catalytic converters, from foreign to domestic, they have you covered. Check them out at carpartswarehouse.net. Stop in on your birthday and receive a pair of Anko wiper blades free. Car Parts Warehouse. Right parts, right price, right now.
Well, we've got our first rhubarb of the season. Came moments ago after a late post-whistle shot from Dean Kukin got past Jean-Francois Berube, the goaltender for Rockford. The goal didn't count, but some of these penalty minutes sure will in the aftermath. Right now, all that's on the board is a 2-minute minor penalty to Dean Kukin, although an offsetting penalty to Gustafsson has yet to go up top there, and we'll see if it will result in a manpower advantage or disadvantage, or whether it was simply for, shall we say, breach of the rules of the game. Remains to be seen. 14-14 left in this second period. It's 1-0 for the Rockford IceHogs. The only scoring in this game came all the way back at 1:23 of period number 1. 9 seconds remain on the Justin Scott penalty to Cleveland. 2 minutes now up for Kukin. We're waiting to see what goes on the board for Gustafsson. Brett Gallant is going to head over to serve a penalty. Might have a misconduct situation here. We'll have to wait for official clarification. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the minor for Kukin. 2 minutes to Gustafsson for roughing. Those offset. Kukin might have gotten an extra 2 minutes, and that will be served by Gallant. For now, it is a 5-on-3 power play for Rockford, who leads 1-0, and we're back to action now. Rockford wins the draw in their own zone. Radish left circle, gets the goaltender Thiessen moving from his right to his left laterally. Now out top, Radish controls on a feed from the far corner by Lewis. Out of the box is Scott. Now just a 5-on-4 power play. Good job there with the mop to clean that one off the blade in front of the net of Dauphin, and now a block shot hit Maleta up high, or a slap shot I should say, was blocked, and Maleta went down for a moment, got the whistle, back on his feet. It stung him, but he's going to be all right. And he will now head off with Tom Borden, the Monsters' head athletic trainer, attending to him. I think that caught Jordan Maleta in the face, and he stumbles now down the tunnel here. He'll get some attention. Tom Borden will see to that, as will the Monsters' great team doctors. Jordan Maleta sacrificing his body. And puck fluttering a bit, and sure did. Caught him right under the visor. Down he went, quick whistle, no blood on the ice, but there's blood on a towel right now, and a guy who's in a lot of pain. That's the kind of player Jordan Maleta is. Puts his body in harm's way for the sake of his team and his teammates. Time stops, 13:51 remaining in the second period. 1-0 Rockford, a minute 37 remains on the penalty to Kukin for shooting that puck after the fact. Face off left side of the D zone for Cleveland, controlled by the penalty-killing Monsters, who are facing their 4th PK of the evening. Forcing this one up to center and no further. It's intercepted by Rockford's Highmore. He'll duck around the corner on Gaunce into the left side of the Monsters' D zone. Back out top, Billy Polka now controls, and the IceHogs look to set up the power play. Down the right wall, Thomas Yurko centered one through. Mott picked it off cleanly and scrubs it all the way down. Remember, the second period, folks, the period of the long change for both teams, meaning you really have to get these pucks in deep if you're going to get a change in skaters, and the Monsters just got that deep enough to get the job done. And so back now with fresh legs in their own zone. Here's Cameron Gaunce behind the net, dealing well there with Yurko, but Yurko able to feed out to the right point, dragging it to his wheelhouse is Polka. Back to Yurko, right circle. 47 seconds left in the Kukin penalty. Left point now, it's Polka, loads, fires, fought off by Thiessen. There was a screen in front. That provided by Rockford's Matt Highmore, and fighting it off was Brad Thiessen. Another centering feed, another interception, another clearance. This time, Nick Mutri does the job for Cleveland. Heads off, and a wholesale change is completed. Broadhurst on, Mitchell on, enter Ramage, enter Newt Tavara with 24 seconds left in this Kukin Minor. 12:36 remaining in the second period. It is 1-0 for Rockford. Big collision as Newt Tavara stepped up and put down Vinny Hinnis-Strohs on that zone entry for the Hogs. Back out now to swing through center. Here's Camp. Can't get around the corner on Newt Tavara. Keeps his feet moving there. Closes off along the wall. Then a deflected puck off the stick of Ramage. Scooped up by Mitchell, who fights through a stick check now and will will it out to center. And now, arm up, delayed penalty call coming. It's against Rockford for holding. And the guilty party is Laurent Dauphin. I beg your pardon. With 12:10 remaining in the second period, the Kukin penalty expired. That means the Monsters now 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. They head to their 5th power play of the game. And here's a legitimately fun fact for you folks. Laurent Dauphin, right? Number 18 for the Rockford Ice Hogs. I was talking to Mike Peck, formerly the full-time voice of the Ice Hogs for years and years. Now he has a different position within the front office, still very involved with Rockford, filling in for Bob Mills tonight, normally the voice of the Ice Hogs. Regardless, I was chatting with Peck before the game, and we were talking about Dauphin there, how to pronounce his name, and he goes, it's not only how you pronounce his name, how about his nickname? Laurent Dauphin. What do you think his nickname is? Flipper. How good is that? 12:06 remaining here in this second period, 1-0. The Rockford Ice Hogs on top, the Monsters to the power play for the 5th time. Of course, Flipper, Dauphin, sounds like dolphin, right? If we can't connect the dots there. Love hockey names, love hockey nicknames. Love power plays, Monsters on one now. This one shot wide right on Berube and now offered all the way back down. Thiessen will leave behind him with 11:40 remaining in the second period. The Monsters out shooting Rockford 14-13, trailing 1-0. Long pass through center, left wing entry for Mitchell, no reinforcements there. He was run off and it's cleared back, and Benoit now retrieves below the goal line. First game of the season for the Monsters. Thanks for being a part of it here, folks, on 99X. Tony Brown here with you. Carter Camper, Hayden Hodgson down the right wall, setting up this power play. Waiting on the right point was Andre Benoit for the Monsters, and now a 4-man scrum. Piles up along the near half board. Spinning off contact here is Hayden Hodgson. He'll work against the grain, leaves for Camper along the kick plate into open ice where Graham Knott will send it all the way down, and Cleveland back to the drawing board here. 0 for 4 on the power play so far. This their 5th chance. Held off the scoreboard so far for the Monsters. Now fresh legs as we've got 44 seconds left on this penalty to Dauphin. Off the right side through center. Turkoff for the Monsters. Skips one down deep. Josh Anderson after it there. Billy Polka has his stick lifted, but still able to clear. It is Newt Tavara back to retrieve behind his own net, and now he gave it away, and a backhand chance in front, fought off by Thiessen, fanning on the opportunity, then loose in front on the second chance. They score. Victor Svedberg, the 6'9 defenseman, tapped home a second chance effort initiated by Highmore, and a miscue for the Monsters on the power play results in a 2-0 Rockford lead and a shorthanded Ice Hogs goal. 10:32 remains in this second period, meaning the time of the goal. 9:28 of this middle stanza. Not the type of goal you want to give up there. 22 seconds left in the power play. Just mishandling that puck, Newt Tavara. And able to stick with it was Highmore. After he was forced below the goal line, he was able to swing in front to the big defenseman Svedberg. It's his first of the year. First point, obviously. And it is 2-0 for Rockford on that shorthanded tally. Still 15 seconds left on this 5th power play for Cleveland. But now they trail by a pair. And they're without Jordan Maletta, yet to return from the dressing room after blocking a shot earlier. A shot that caught him, looked like right in the mouth. Up ice now, we're back to action after the ensuing draw as we cross now the midway mark of this hockey game. Loose there was Scott to the right post, trying to feed in front in his own zone. Couldn't squeeze it Bittner's way. Back left point Collins connects now with Gauntz, and he controls one nicely, avoiding a high stick. Holds the line. Gauntz towards the net tip. Loose to Mutri. Grazes the crossbar, and it's out of play. What an opportunity for Nick Mutri, and what a play to hold the line for Cameron Gauntz. And the Monsters' best scoring chance of the period sends us to immediate timeout. 9:51 remaining in the second period. Nick Mutri within an eyelash of a goal for Cleveland. It remains 2-0 Rockford. 5-on-5 hockey when we return on 99X.
Right now at the Jeep Celebration event, we're celebrating true believers, the ones who believe the end of the road is where the real fun begins. With Jeep Cherokee's legendary 4x4 capability and the off-roading prowess of Jeep Renegade and the all-new Jeep Compass. Here's to believing no adventure is ever out of reach in Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Become a believer with $500 additional bonus cash at the Jeep Celebration event. Hurry, it only happens once a year. Or well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $239 a month for 36 months with $1689 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Grand Cherokee has received more awards over its lifetime than any other SUV. Excludes SRT. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Chrysler Capital. 25-cent charge for each month for $30,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 10/31. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
.51 remaining in the second period. The score, Rockford 2, Cleveland nothing. Welcome back to the Q, everybody. Tony Brown here with you on 99X. Game 1 of 76. The regular season for Cleveland underway tonight, and they trail. It's 5-on-5 with a right side ozone face-off. Cleveland in their home whites, Rockford in their road reds, and leading by a couple of goals. Winning the face-off was Cleveland, but Peltier intercepts for Rockford into the ozone. His shot wide left on Thiessen. Far corner, Newt Tavara sends one below the goal line. It is past John Ramage's poke, and then up the near wall. Anderson on conditioning loan from Columbus. Don't adjust your radio dials, folks. Josh Anderson in the AHL simply to get his legs after missing a chunk of training camp, negotiating a contract. Got that 3-year contract with Columbus, and now back for a trip down memory lane here in Cleveland, a city in which he won a Calder Cup 2 short seasons back. This is Tyler Mott. He will scoop on the near side of his D zone for Cleveland out to center. Dahlstrom powers one back in. Rockford changing skaters. Across the halfway point in this game, 9 minutes now remain in this second period. It's 2-0 Rockford, a goal in each period for the Ice Hogs. An even strength in the first for Yurko. Then in the second, a shorthanded goal tapped in by the big defenseman Victor Svedberg. Inside the Monsters D zone, Kukin regroups there, connects with Collins. This chip to the cross corner. After it there is Anderson on the end wall. Comes away with the puck. Make that Calvin Turkoff, I beg your pardon. Turkoff into the near corner for Brett Gallant. Gallant working the cycle, pulls it back to Justin Scott. Turning on his forehand, fires, save made by Berube. Good screen applied by Turkoff, and a beautiful cycle for those three forwards. Gallant, Turkoff, and Scott generating a puck on net and a chance to score, but ultimately a clearance for the Ice Hogs. Still 2-0 Rockford. 8:19 remaining in this second period. Chipped out to center, and now inside their own line, Billy Polka and the Ice Hogs control. He'll turn north-south now and connect ahead with Highmore. Highmore on his forehand, fanned on the shot, but maintains possession. Gets away from Cameron Gauntz, who spun back into the fray there. And then Mitchell careens into his man, and down to the ice went Thomas Yerko, the author of the first goal of this game. Ramage gives one away now in the slot for 10. Free to his forehand, couldn't control. No shot despite being alone on Thiessen there. And Ramage with an ill-advised play into the middle, but no harm done. And so the shift continues. Here's Gauntz now, out of his defensive zone, finds the center red on his forehand. He'll chip one down deep into the far corner. Berube out of his net, settles below the goal line, controlling now, and feeding up the left side. It is Carl Dahlstrom for a pass eventually intercepted by Bittner. Great job to stay on side for Broadhurst. Bittner controls with 7:23 remaining in the second. Loose to Camper, weaves off pressure, base of the far circle. Out to the point, Newt Tavara fires one on, tipped by Anderson wide to the right of Berube. Still controlled by Bittner. Good shift here for the Monsters, and it continues with a good hold in on the left point there by Newt Tavara. It's down low for Anderson. He'll connect now in the near corner with a pinching Benoit. Camper back Benoit's way, and eventually taken off his stick by Matt Highmore, but held in on the right point by Bittner. Fills in nicely for Benoit, then turning and firing was Anderson, and that shot from the right circle deflects high into the netting and out of play. Terrific trip to the ozone there for Cleveland. We'll see if they can continue to generate momentum when we return. Monsters trail 2-0 with 6:55 to go in the second to the Rockford Ice Hogs, with more to come from the Q on opening night here on 99X.
Gargano's Restaurant and Catering, located at 3482 West 25th Street in Cleveland, is home to the $4.99 handmade pizza. In addition to their Italian specialties, they offer seafood and a variety of delectable sandwiches, all at affordable pricing. Gargano's is Northeast Ohio's choice for affordable catering, whether it's at their banquet hall on West 25th or off-site at your desired venue. Give them a call at 216-749-0336 to reserve a date for your next event. Gargano's Restaurant and Catering, 3482 West 25th Street in Cleveland. They'll do all the work so you get to relax.
Jack says when you play hard, the rewards should come easy. Sign up for Club Jack at Jack Cleveland Casino or Jack Thistledown Casino and win up to 1 million points. Earn points 15 times faster than anywhere in town. And only Jack lets you redeem your points for free play right at the machine 24/7. Join Club Jack today and win up to 1 million points instantly. 2 places to play, 2 places to win. See Club Jack for complete details. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Back to the queue in Cleveland, everybody. Little false alarm on that official timeout, but back and rolling with 6:25 remaining in the second period. Didn't miss much, but now a loose puck in front. Gallant powers on. Save made by Berube. Then Gallant, he's going to drop the gloves for the first time this year in the near corner. Going at it now and holding on for dear life is Robin Norell, and he might have bitten off a little more than he could chew with the heavyweight champ of the Central Division. Raining right hand right into the jaw of Norell is Brett Gallant, but hanging tough. Norell absorbs a massive uppercut. And now these two in the low slot, more uppercuts. Now overhand right from Gallant, and he's got Norell right where he wants him. Onto the button, down to the ice, and this crowd to their feet for the king of the Central Division fight game. He's back in Cleveland, and he's back on the score sheet. Brett Gallant wears his crown proudly at the queue. The champ is here, and he wears number 44. Fans love it. 2-0 Rockford, 6:21 remaining in this second period. But a good chance to score from Gallant, a good save from Berube, and then Robin Norell found himself in a real dangerous position before he even knew it. You want to defend your goaltender, that's for sure, but look at the tail of the tape. Norell 5'10", 176 pounds, no professional fights until now, and welcome to the American Hockey League against 6 foot, 194-pound Brett Gallant. 248 fights in his career. That was 249, and that was one of his more decisive wins, at least the past couple of seasons. Hey fans, every Monsters weekday home game is College ID night. Bring your College ID to the Q box office. Get a game ticket for just $6. For details, call 216-420-0000 or visit clevelandmonsters.com. Love to see you at College ID night. Every weekday home game at the Q this year. Now Galley is a fan favorite for a reason. Now off this ensuing draws, we're to 5-on-5. The Monsters in search of offense. They've got energy after that. Face-off controlled. It is now taken away by Mitchell, not for long. Anthony Lewis skips ahead. Here's Peltier. Left wing entry now. Slams on the break. Speeds the point. Svedberg, his shot blocked by Mitchell. Tweaked him a little bit there, but no worse for wear as he powers ahead. Monsters don't control at center, though, and it's back out to neutral ice where it's off the skates of Lewis. Broadhurst couldn't control it. Back into the offensive zone. Peltier, left circle, room to shoot. Fires off the goal post, and Thiessen falls back on his haunches and makes the save. And we've got a grade A early recovery from Thiessen there. It was off the bar, beat him to the short side, fell back on it, and covered up with 5:45 left in the second period. You give a guy space to shoot, he says, okay, I'll try it. And that time Peltier off the bar, off Thiessen's back, and then lunging back behind him to his right, getting that blocker along the ice to the right post. A miraculous stop for Thiessen, and that's an early entry on his highlight reel. And a great recovery. And with that, we will take a real media timeout now with 5:45 left in the frame. Second period action continues next. 2-0 Rockford on 99X.
To the NHL runs through Cleveland. Catch hockey's future stars as your Cleveland Monsters battle at Quicken Loans Arena.
Every Friday Monsters home game is a 1-2-3 Friday. Fans can enjoy $1 Pepsis, $2 Sugar hot dogs, and $3 select beer specials. For more information, call 216-420-0000 or visit clevelandmonsters.com.
For details, call 216-420-0000. Visit clevelandmonsters.com or any Northern Ohio discount drug mart.
K&D proudly invites you to live at one of the 7 most desirable addresses downtown. Residences at Hannah, 668, 1717, Leader, Reserve Square, and Stonebridge. Want to live downtown but aren't ready to downsize? Large, spacious suites at Residences at Halley will be available for occupancy in the summer of 2018, offering well-designed kitchens, bathrooms, living spaces, and more. You deserve a K&D quality home. Check out everything K&D has to offer downtown and throughout Northeast Ohio at knd.com.
5:45 remaining in the second period. Monsters want to take a bite out of this Rockford IceHogs lead before the second intermission. Welcome back. 5-on-5 hockey, 2-0 IceHogs on opening night from the Q in Cleveland. Tony Brown with you on 99X. Right side D-zone faceoff for the Monsters. Long shot Dahlstrom from the right point. That one into a pile. Bounces away to Carter Camper. Well, beg pardon, that was Mott, then found Camper at center, off his stick, and now Anderson chases on the forecheck here, but it's back for a one-on-one entry now. Good drop feed there in front to Graham, not for Rockford, trickles in on Thiessen, the Monsters goaltender, who covers. And it was Tyler Sakura, the former Iowa Wild forward, with a nice entry there, creating a chance for Knott, but the puck wouldn't cooperate. And we'll have another defensive zone face-off coming up. Want to remind you guys to stay with us for our Car Parts Warehouse second intermission report. We'll have second period stats and highlights. We'll answer our Saucy Brewworks Twitter Ask the Booth question of the night. We'll have your Blue Jackets report. Take a look at Discount Drug Mart out-of-town scores as well. 5:20 remaining in this second period. 2-0 Rockford on top. It's 5-on-5 Monsters trying to get out of their D zone here. Justin Scott taps an area feed off the boards in front of the Rockford bench, and then at center, taken back by the IceHogs again, who've come on in the second half of this second period. Up ahead, Calvin Turkoff for the Monsters. Swiss-born centerman, or right wing, I should say, on this line at least. Down the right wall, Hodgson couldn't control the puck, nor could Turkoff, the puck carrier. Now Yurko and Highmore enter the O-zone with 4:10, and the puck loose in the far corner, taken by Ramage, up the wall, off the skates at Turkoff, finds it, outlets to center, right wing entry Hodgson on his forehand, patrols into the O-zone, pulls, fires, and that one never seen by Berube, but high and wide to the right, clanks off the glass, and outletting again, stretching the ice a bit are the IceHogs in the form of Vinny Hinestroza, who's run off behind the Monsters net by Ryan Collins. 4:32 left in this second period, still 2-0 IceHogs, good push here, down the stretch in the middle, Stanza from Cleveland. Broadhurst feeds one around the near wall. Collins taps back below the goal line. Out in front, big shot. Bittner saved by Berube. Big rebound and then broomed out of harm's way by the IceHogs defense. But a beautiful setup there and a good shot and a chance to score for Paul Bittner. Still 2-0 Rockford though. Berube out of his net in a crowd, I might add, to play that puck below the goal line. Fed to the near corner of the Rockford zone. Taken away there and given away. And here in the slot is Bittner, and he can't turn and fire that one on. Pokes one off the far wall though. Dauphin can't feed one out to center. Back to the far corner. It is Broadhurst, and he'll feed one back out to the right point where Benoit has this one taken away. Flick to center. Benoit would have played it with a high stick, but swung and missed into the offensive end now. Rockford's push from Radish does not materialize. Benoit had his feet swept from beneath him there. Then unable to clear is Bittner at the end of a long shift. Mitchell threads the needle nicely, and up ice here is Anderson. Base of the near circle, then ducks below the goal line. Josh Anderson barrels his way down low. Taken there by Cameron Gauntz. The defenseman centered through, and that one through the top of the goal crease without incident. Controlled by Rockford with 3:19 left in the second period. Although they are struggling to exit their own zone. Moutry pilfers it, drives the net. Loose puck bounces there. Penalty coming against Rockford. Below the goal line, here's Anderson. Delayed call coming. Thiessen doesn't realize, and I beg your pardon, the arm went up and went right back down. No penalty upcoming. Shot from the far wall. That one fought out by Berube with the heel of his gloved hand. Still up for grabs. The shift, the pressure continues. Not long enough. Newt Tavara couldn't hold the line on the left point. Ramage back to him now as the Monsters regroup. And chipping one off the glass at center. Newt Tavara sends ahead for Camper. It's out of his reach with 2:44 to go in the middle frame. Still 2-0 for the IceHogs. Good pressure these past few shifts, though, for Cleveland. Getting a little bit of sustained time in the offensive zone, something that's been elusive in the first couple of minutes of this second period. Now down the stretch of period 2, the ice tilting back to Rockford's end. That's a good thing for Monsters fans here at Quicken Loans Arena. 2-0 Rockford, though. Chip to the near corner. Ramage, hard hit, near side. Penalty coming. It's against Cleveland. Injured player. Ramage is absolutely livid at the call. Wonders exactly what they expect him to do differently there. Back to his feet is, I believe that's Peltier that had his bell rung a bit there. But Ramage is He's going to have to come to terms with it, so will his teammates. Cleveland heads to the penalty kill after a hit into the near corner boards right by the Zamboni tunnel in the Monsters D zone. Peltier went down in a heap, but he kind of went in with his head low. So I'm wondering what the call might be. Out to negotiate, I guess you could say, with the official is Andre Benoit on behalf of the Monsters. Vinny Hinestroza, his counterpart. Both those players wearing the assistant captain's A's tonight. Get an explanation from our referee. That is Chris Pontus. Ramage is off for a 2-minute minor penalty, and the Monsters are on to the penalty kill for the 5th time. They're 4 for 4. Both teams now 5 power play chances. 2-0 the lead for Rockford. Neither team has yet to connect on the power play. 2:11 remaining in this second period. Radish left point, Polka right point. Controlling in the offensive zone. Polka, the right-handed shooter, collects to himself, beats the far wall, then into the corner. It's Highmore scooting one back in front on a give and go with Yerko. That one might have grazed the goal stick at Thiessen, but no harm done. Back to the far circle, then skip below the goal line. Pinching from the left point, that is Darren Radish. He'll feed back down low. Camper intercepts, though. He's going to weave his way into some open ice, and the Rocky River native coasts it all the way down. Broadhurst off, Camper off. Mutri and Scott enter stage right with Benoit and Newt Tavara with 1:20 remaining on this penalty to John Ramage. Here's Camp. Has that one taken off his stick by Mutri. Free ahead now. A chance to shoot for Scott and a glove save. Great job by Berube, who hung on to it. The Rockford goaltender, a full foot, 2 feet outside of his goal crease, challenging there. And a heavy wrister to the glove side, squelched and held on to by Berube and Scott. A great chance to score, and still nothing in that column for Cleveland. Been impressed tonight with Jean-Francois Berube. He's been really steady. He's been on the ball, 19 saves now. The confidence that comes from spending an entire season in the NHL is on display tonight for Berube, the former New York Islander backup. Minute 23 remaining in this second period. It's 2-0. The Rockford Ice Hogs in front. The Monsters killing a penalty for another minute. The offensive zone, left wing side. Gustafson for Rockford. Creeps in. Saved by Thiessen. Loose puck in the slot. And fly swatted away by Mutri, who has had a very strong game tonight. Contributing in all 3 zones. More often than not in his own end and at neutral ice. But some chances to score too. In fact, a memorable one earlier this period in which he sent a puck careening off the top of the crossbar. Now 1 minute remains in this second period. Back to the ice. Good to see Jordan Maleta out there for Cleveland after blocking that shot with his face earlier. Up ahead now, Maleta, a mini 2-on-1 with Anderson into the offensive zone. Tried to center through. It was behind Anderson with 41 seconds left. Taken away by Rockford, and they will enter their offensive end. There's Laurent Dauphin feeding off to Hinestroza. Drops one behind. Maleta able to connect instinctively with Anderson, who sends one flicked right on net. Glove by Berube, spit free. Dahlstrom has it. 25 seconds left in the middle frame. Still 2-0 for Rockford. 5 seconds left on this Monsters penalty kill. Gaunce can't win a race for icing here. Out of the box comes Ramage. It's 5-on-5 now. Ramage couldn't control a puck that was sent his way at neutral ice. Stays on the ice for now. Now heads for a forward, but peels back into his own zone with only 5 seconds left here in this second period. 3 seconds left, dumped in, 2-1, that's it. Horn sounds, 40 minutes have come and gone, and just like in period number 1, the Monsters get tickets. Call 216-420-0000. Visit clevelandmonsters.com or any Northern Ohio discount drug mart. And folks, hope to see you at the Q early and often this year. No better value in sports entertainment in Northeast Ohio than bringing your family out to a Monsters game, and we hope to see you throughout this 11th anniversary season. Well, folks, how about some third period action? Huh? That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, 2-0 Rockford. Monsters skating in their home whites from right to left here in the third. And as the puck is down at center, we're underway in the final stanza of this one. As Rockford controls, Hinestrosa fires a shot. Thiessen makes a save. The rebound was loose and sitting in the crease on a plate, but Rockford apparently not appetized. They could not power home. The Monsters clear. And so the shot count now 19-18 for Cleveland, but a 2-0 lead for Rockford, and it could have been 3 had they found that puck unattended in the blue paint. Out to center, Andre Benoit for Cleveland will loft one deep into his offensive zone, heads for a change. Ramage and Gauntz, the defensive pairing with Anderson, Boutry, and with Mitchell coming off, Tyler Mott comes on. Monsters again right to left here in the third period in white, left to right in red. It is Rockford. They've got a 2-0 lead. Monsters want to strike early here. It's 5-on-5, and we approach the 1-minute mark of period 3. As Rockford tries to squeeze a pass in tight quarters ahead and picked off at center. That puck was controlled fleetingly by Anderson. Gauntz retreats into his own zone for Cleveland. Sends one D-to-D off the end wall. Ramage controls, scoots one out to center. Touched back in on a delayed offside by the Ice Hogs. They touch up and now pursue on the forecheck. Long pass to the offensive blue line, tap back by Anderson to Camper, gets away from 2 players, and then I thought he might have drawn a penalty. Instead, sort of lost his stride there, trying to split between the 2 defensemen. Lost control of the puck at the same time. Marcus Nutavara out of Oulu, Finland. Up the left side for Dean Kukin. This Monsters defensive parent can really skate. This time, though, they only play to their counterparts' back line, where Polka and Svedberg start the breakout. Here's Johnson with 18-16 to go in the third. Rockford with a 2-0 lead, trying to add to it. Cleveland trying to earn their first goal of the season. And now a puck played with a high stick brings a halt to time. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID all across the Monsters Hockey Network.
WMMS HD2 and W256 BT Cleveland. Available anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Download it now. This is Cleveland's new rock alternative, 99X.
18-10 left in the third period on 99X. Tony Brown back with you. Just thrilled to be so, folks. It's so much fun to be calling games for you back here at the Q, and it's so much fun to have you along for the ride tonight and hopefully all season long. 2-0 Rockford, 2 minutes into the third period. 5-on-5 hockey with Cleveland moving right to left and working in their own zone. Back to action here, and live action at that, with a puck high off the end glass. Taken away by Kukin, now swatted high in the air. Nutavara controls in the right corner. Bangs one off the far boards. It's chased after by Bittner, but it deflects out of play. And the clock stops again. The faceoff stays inside the Monsters' end with 17:44 left in the third period. Hey fans, the Monsters are bringing random acts of kindness to the Q as they team up with Rake for their annual Socktober Sock Drive. Donate a pair of new socks at any Monsters home game throughout the month of October to benefit local Cleveland area homeless shelters. For more information on where the Monsters are in the community, visit us at clevelandmonsters.com/community. Monsters down 2-0. Into the offensive zone after winning a draw. Brett Galanta shot. Jean-Francois Berube, another save, his 20th of the game. And the puck deflects off his pads all the way into the Cleveland zone, where long strides from Ryan Collins are the only thing that prevented an odd man rush for Rockford. Nice job by the young defenseman out of the University of Minnesota. Bloomington, Minnesota native, former Golden Gopher. Couple of games for Cleveland at the end of last year after his collegiate campaign wrapped up. And number 6 in white. Get used to him this year, folks. He is such a presence, both physically and with his ability on the back end for the Monsters this year. Going to see a lot of time, one would imagine. 3 minutes into this third period. It's still 2-0 for Rockford. Monsters into their offensive zone. Gauntz chips and chases. We've seen him involved up ice a whole lot tonight. And so a defenseman that can contribute offensively, always a welcome thing, and Gauntz is that. Into the offensive zone. Here comes Rockford down the left wing side. A shot was blocked, originating off the blade of David Kemp. And back around now to the near half wall, where Mitchell is able to dig it free and hit the swinging Alex Broadhurst. He's into the O-zone, patrols, feeds right circle, Ramage towards the net, saved by Berube, swallows the rebound. A chance to tap at it for Mitchell, and that one squelched by the Rockford netminder with 16:31 to go in this third period. A reminder, folks, next game for Cleveland comes up on Friday all the way up in beautiful Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I can speak for all the players when I say that it's nice to get one of the Winnipeg trips out of the way before the depths of winter north of the border. So that'll be a lot of fun. Friday, Sunday next week, 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday from the MTS Center, home of both the Winnipeg Jets and the Manitoba Moose. Moose Monsters catch it here at 8 p.m. only on 99X. Face off right side. Great opportunity for Tyler Mott. Toe drag, wrister, save Berube. Lost the rebound. It trickled wide, but a great trigger pull there from Mott. Now back the other way. Here comes Rockford. They're into the offensive zone. Highmore couldn't put one on net, and the Monsters have some jam now. Here's Camper up ice with a 3-on-2 entry. Mott on the left side returns to Camper. Nutavara tried to find Anderson in the right circle, just out of his reach. Great thought by Marcus Nutavara. Now Mott, far corner offensive zone. Left-handed shooter, slams on the brakes, works against Dahlstrom. Skips one towards the front of the net. Berube lunged with that glove hand on the left post, tried to cover it. Instead, it bounces high into the air and then eventually is touched, but played with a high stick by Cleveland, brings the face-off out of the zone of Rockford with 15:53 left in the third. It is still 2-0 Rockford Ice-Hogs. Hey, fans, join the Monsters on Sunday, October 22nd at 5 for the Monsters Kids Day, the first Monsters Kids Day of the season. First 2,500 kids aged 12 and under receive a Monsters glow-in-the-dark trick-or-treat bucket and a Kids Day pass to Cedar Point's Hollow Weekends. Also, stick around for a post-game skate from Hudak Dental. For tickets, 216-420-0000, clevelandmonsters.com, or any Northern Ohio Discount Drug Mart. You can buy your seats in person. 2-0 Rockford, back to work here with 15:40 remaining in the third. Rockford in front, Monsters looking for that elusive first goal of the season. Left to right into the O-zone. Here is Johnson for the Ice Hogs. His centering feed intended for Polka. Glanced off the stick of Justin Scott. Now Peltier sends it in deep for Lewis. Around to Johnson on the far half boards. Out left point. Delayed call coming against Cleveland. Shot wide from Svedberg. Now touched finally by Cleveland's Justin Scott. And we have ourselves a penalty against the Monsters. It'll be a slash. And that is the new point of emphasis along with face-offs for NHL and AHL officials. Slashing was going to be a big focal point, cracking down on that. And Collins, just the latest victim of that new enforcement tactic. And so now it will be power play number 6 for the Rockford Ice Hogs. Good news is Monsters are 5 for 5, I should say, on the penalty kill. They have their 6th chance now, trailing 2-0. 15:14 remaining in this third period. Make that 15-10. Beg pardon, folks. Collins off for slashing. Monsters PK gets another workout. They'll start with Mutri and Maletta with Gaunt and Ramage. And now breaking out of their defensive zone, the Ice Hogs enter their offensive end. Stood up on that entry was Camp. Got the puck in deep though. Ramage helps it around the far kick plate and all the way down. The Monsters change all 4 penalty killers. Broadhurst and Mitchell, Nutavara and Kukin leap over the boards. And they will go to work, pressuring this Rockford breakout, spearheaded for now by Eric Gustafson, an assistant captain this year for the Ice Hogs. This one scooped wide to the right of Thiessen, the Monsters netminder. Off the end wall, stepping down deep into his offensive zone there. Controlled below the goal line for David Camp. Then back around for Dahlstrom. Lugs up left point, controlled by Gustafson. Connects with Anthony Lewis now. Left-handed shooter on his forehand in the right circle. Had it taken right off of his capture by Mitchell. And now penalty coming against Lewis for slashing, as Lewis had it taken off his tape by Mitchell. Retaliated with a little poke, and this year you can't do that. So he's to the box. That nullifies the Rockford power play. The Monsters 6 for 6 on the kill. Will go 4-on-4 for 1:01, and then 59 seconds of power play time will result in power play 6 for Cleveland. You get all that, folks? 14:17 left in regulation. It's 2-0 for the Rockford Ice Hogs. John Mitchell already proving so valuable in all dimensions for Cleveland. Former Colorado Avalanche centerman, former Toronto Maple Leaf, former New York Ranger, current Monster, John Mitchell. Great veteran addition on a PTO to start the year. 6 minutes into period 3. Face-off controlled by Rockford in their own zone. 2-0 Ice Hogs. Monsters playing 4-on-4 hockey for 44 more seconds. Cleveland into their own end. To the right point, controlled now for a long shot on there by Thomas Yurko. That one deflects to the near corner. Highmore tried to send one into the slot there. Intended that to end up on the stick of Darren Radish, but Carter Camper's reach had something to say about it. Back now, onto the ice, leaps Anderson. He'll join Turkov, Ramage, and Kukin. But a good entry there on the left side. Shot blocked by Ramage, though. Offered on by Fortin, and now chipping ahead. Turcoff sends Anderson chasing after the puck in the near corner with great long strides. Anderson into the far side of his offensive zone. 13:20 remaining in this third period. Monsters at 4-on-4. Chip a puck free. Turning and firing is Anderson. Save made by Berube. Rebound for Turcoff. Fought off as well. Great chance for Anderson. He's had several tonight. Now the Monsters to the power play. They'll send one from Gaunce below the far circle. Newt Tavara couldn't beat it back Camper's way. Out to center and a reset upcoming for Cleveland. 45 seconds remain on power play 6 for the Monsters. Trying to cut this lead in half. Camper into the offensive zone. Leaves on the right side for Gaunce. Out top, it's Newt Tavara. His wrister is blocked by Johnson. Recoils, maintains possession on the left point now. Newt Tavara down the near wall for Camper. Spins away from pressure, feeds out left point, Newt Tavara again. Far side, one-timer, Gaunce, and it was a headhunter there as it climbed the ladder over top the crossbar, held in left point, Newt Tavara. Camper now in the left circle, goes down low, controlling his Hodgson, out to the center point, Gaunce, long wrister, save Berube, juggled it, quick whistle, and then pushing the forward onto his own goaltender. Berube was the big defenseman, Svedberg. Mitchell was the meat in that sandwich there, and if Berube is fired up, or the Ice Hogs are fired up about contact from Mitchell and their goaltender, they can take it up with Victor Svedberg, who made it happen. Good shift on the power play there for Cleveland. Terrific movement around the offensive zone. 13 seconds left now, and this penalty to Lewis, this 6th Monsters power play, with a 2-0 Rockford lead. Lot to like about the look of this effort tonight for Cleveland. Just got to find a way to put the puck in the net here. It's the only thing missing from this performance for the Monsters tonight, and I suppose it's a pretty big thing, but when you take a look at this team on day one, I think there is reason for serious excitement heading into this 2017-18 season. 12 and a half minutes left in the third. 2-0 Rockford Ice Hogs. 13 seconds left in the Monsters' 6th power play. Face off right side, O-zone won by Cleveland. Right point, Benoit, the second power play unit, gets a look. Benoit down to the base of the near circle. Camper centers through Broadhurst. Save made by Berube. Sharp angle shot from the base of the far circle. Berube in perfect position. Now out of the box comes Lewis to even strength. And at 5-on-5, go the Monsters. Both teams 6 for 6 on the kill. Good hit along the far side. Stepping up to hammer knock into the far wall was Andre Benoit, the veteran defenseman. Now up the near side of the Monsters DN. Poked back below the goal line by Mott. Taken away by John Ramage. Ramage sends one up the far side for Hodgson. He'll reach out and tap to center. 11:50 remaining in this third period. Shots 25-18 for Cleveland, but a 2-0 Rockford lead. Lewis's shot was blocked as he fired from the top of the circles. Ramage stepped into it. Up the left side, Scott. Out to the neutral zone. Now it's Tyler Mott. And into the offensive end, controlling is Ramage. Saucered one intended for Mott, who was cutting to the front of the net, couldn't handle it. Hinestroza now for Rockford, feeds into the middle. And leading the charge, he drops off for Dauphin, gets the return pass, and then spiked wide was that opportunity by David Camp with 11:20 remaining in the third. Rockford still on top, 2-0. They possess left point. Svedberg, big rocket drive, wide right, off the end wall, off the outside of the net. Then poking one up the base of the near wall. Reaching out was Kukin. Controlling now is Radish on the right point. Darts for the center blue. High slot has that one poked off his stick and into the far corner. Taken there and saucered out to the right point. It is Svedberg. Svedberg towards the net, high and wide on Thiessen. Careens off the end glass and back out left point for Radish. Taken now by Dahlstrom and sloughed back down. Fans encouraging their team to find some traction up ice here in Cleveland. And the Monsters responding with a taut defensive showing on this trip into their defensive zone. 10:40 remaining in this third period. It's 2-0 still. Despite the Monsters' edge in shots, their lead by 7 in that count, 25-18. Jean-Francois Berube, the difference in the game. He's the Rockford netminder, and he has been stellar tonight. Vinny Hinestroza, right point for Rockford. O-zone on his forehand, feeds the back door. Radish was cutting towards the net, couldn't put a shot on, and now out of a crowd skates Paul Bittner with possession. Takes the body, allowing his teammate Gaunce to skate one up ice. Connects with Collins. Collins in onside, connects with Turcoff. And onside? Perhaps not. Offside. And we have immediate timeout. Almost halfway through the third. Can the Monsters mount a comeback? We'll find out after this. They trail Rockford 2-0 in the final period on the first game night of the season at the Q on 99X.
Here's what you need to know about Saucy Brew Works. It's like a punch worth taking, or a fear worth having. Ridiculously good beer. Pizza that's been voted the best in town. Fun crowd. Guess that actually makes this a commercial worth hearing. Saucy, located in the beer capital of Cleveland, just west of downtown in Ohio City. It's an experience worth having and repeating. Saucy Brew Works is a proud partner of your Cleveland Monsters.
Fallout Boy is back. Mania Tour. Friday, October 20th, Quicken Loans Arena. With a killer special guest. Tickets are on sale now, online at livenation.com. Fallout Boy, the highly anticipated album Mania, comes out September 15th.
Welcome back to the Q, everybody. It's crunch time for Cleveland. 10:09 left in the third period. 2-0 Rockford Ice Hogs. Tony Brown back with you here. The Monsters on 99X all year long. Now into the offensive zone. Here's Calvin Turkov. Jammed on the release of his shot after a neutral ice faceoff was controlled by Cleveland. Back for the home stretch of the first game of the season. At the Q in Cleveland, a great crowd. A loose puck in front of Brad Thiessen right now, though. And it's able to be poked out of there by Collins. Now up ice, it is Maletta. Into the offensive zone, gets around a man. Great job by Polka. Defensive play there to reach around Maletta's body, take the puck off his tape, and avoid a penalty. Tip your cap to Polka on that play. It was well done. Now flexed out in front. Quick opportunity for Mitchell and a save. Berube from the far corner, fed on Mitchell's tape. A quick release. Berube a save. And the key to it was his aggressiveness to get off the goal line to the top of the goal crease, cut down the angle, and take away the options for the shooter Mitchell. 9:29 left in the third period. Berube, the goaltender for Rockford, has been the star of the game. I think that is safe to say. 26 shots faced, 26 saves for him. And I think Mitchell has drawn a penalty, though, as Polka makes his way off. And if this is slashing, color me the least surprised guy in the building. It's the new emphasis this year. Great defensive play, though. We got another look on the Humongotron here in-house, and the reach by Polka to get around the body there of Maletta. Take away a chance to score. So power play number 7 for Cleveland comes with 9:27 left in this third period. This is a critical point in the game for Cleveland. You score here, you feel like you give yourself a real chance. Loose puck off the draw, turning and firing Anderson. Pad save by Berube. Yet another dazzling denial, and Anderson, yet another close call. And cleared all the way down by Rockford. A minute 39 remaining on the penalty to Polka on the Monsters' 7th power play. And a 2-0 lead for Rockford with 9 minutes to go. Here's Broadhurst into the offensive zone for Cleveland. Leaves Mitchell on the left wall. Now on the left point, Dean Kukin on his forehand. Walks it down the dasher. Spins one back center blue. It's Carter Camper with it now. Camper darts into the left circle. Controls on his backhand. Flicks one through the low slot there and through the crease, in fact. Held in by Mitchell on the right point. Swap spots with Kukin. Kukin now occupies the right point for Cleveland. Out top, feeds right circle. It is Broadhurst into the middle for Anderson. His shot just wide. Whistling wide left on the goaltender Berube, and Kukin holds it in on the left point. Dahlstrom scuffs it back. Camper on the left point controls. Can't push it past Peltier. Now he does. Skying to make that play with his free hand was Camper, but dropped the puck and it was cleared by Rockford. Wholesale change in penalty killers for the Ice Hogs. They're trying to make it 7 for 7 on the kill. 43 seconds left in this power play for Cleveland, their 7th. And still 2-0 for Rockford. 8 minutes to go in the third period of game 1 of the season. Bouncing into the high slot, it was Bittner feeding in the direction of Turkov. Now back out to center, Marcus Nutavara retreats into his own zone, spins away from the forecheck of Graham Knott for the Ice Hogs. And Monsters defenseman Nutavara with Columbus all last year shows some of his slick stick handling ability as he feeds Bittner. Now into the offensive zone, it's Hodgson on the right wall. Hodgson able to connect there with Mott. Flex back out, right point, Nutavara feeds left point, Calvin Turkov, left circle, creeps in, centers, backhander, Mott, zipped one just wide, and that to the right side of Berube. Terrific little pass across the slot from Turkov, selling the defense on the shot, and then finding and making the goaltender move to his left all the way across the ice. Mott Now a puck pops out of play, immediate timeout. The Monsters knocking on the door. Will Rockford let them back into the game? We'll find out when we come back. 2-0 Ice Hogs, 7:25 to go in the third on opening night. It's Monsters hockey at the Q on 99X.
Celebrate your birthday at a Cleveland Monsters hockey game thanks to Utz Snacks. Monsters birthday bash packages include a variety of great perks at the most affordable prices. Get a private party area for your group, lower level game tickets, a birthday recognition on the big screen, and a seat visit from Sully the mascot, and more. To have your birthday at a Monsters hockey game, call 216-420-2500 or visit Cleveland. Recognition on the big screen and Monsters birthday bash packages include a variety of great perks at the most affordable prices. Get a private party area for your group, lower level game tickets, a birthday recognition on the big screen, and a seat visit from Sully the mascot, and more. To have your birthday at a Monsters hockey game, call 216-420-2500 or visit clevelandmonsters.com/birthday bash. Monsters birthday bashes are presented by Utz Snacks.
Mike Snyder for ABC Equipment. When you have construction sites and properties to manage, you find that the best kind of equipment is tough, reliable, and helps get the job done right. Only Kubota offers the most rugged and versatile equipment, including SVL compact track loaders, RTVs, and excavators. Of course, these feature a tough Kubota diesel engine with hydro transmission, while the RTV X models feature hydrostatic power steering. You can own the best utility vehicles and construction equipment by visiting your Kubota dealer. There's Kubota construction equipment for you in Cleveland. Find it at abcequipment.com.
Welcome back to the Q in Cleveland, everyone. 2-0 Rockford on top of the Cleveland Monsters. It's 5-on-5 for now. Back to action now with 7:20 remaining in this third period. First game of 76 this year for the Monsters in the AHL schedule. So happy you could join us tonight on 99X. I'm Tony Brown. Here is Vinny Hinestroza down the right side and offering towards the net. That one blocked away. And now loose along the near wall, controlled by Rockford in their offensive zone. To the right point, it's Polka. Mutri finishes a hit on him, but Polka able to get the puck in deep. Wow, what happened there? Thinking Indians, I guess. Here's Polka down the right wall. Feeds it back to Maleta. This one chopped that by Hinestroza and lost his stick on that attempt. In below the goal line, taken now by Camp. Camp tried to peel to himself. Nice stick handling maneuver by Scott in tight quarters. Able to pick one up. And then fed by Maleta towards Mutri, but unable to control it. Taken away by Billy Polka. Now in open ice, little drop feed. Springs Hinestroza, toe drag move. Penalty coming here against Cleveland. Touched by Broadhurst and indicated here it'll be tripping. Tough to get a trip when the guy doesn't even fall down, but that's the case. We'll see who's guilty for Cleveland. 2-minute trip against the Monsters. No one heading over to serve the penalty, at least for the moment. Someone will need to be encouraged to head in that direction, I think, if anyone will. Well, entering the zone there, it was a nice play by Laurent Dauphin. The guy they call Flipper for obvious reasons. Still nobody in the box. Now Andre Benoit is pulled off the Cleveland bench and sent over there. Hey fans, every Friday Monsters home game is a 1-2-3 Friday. Fans can enjoy $1 Pepsis, $2 Sugardale hot dogs, and $3 beer specials. For more info, call 216-420-0000 or visit clevelandmonsters.com. 2-0 Rockford, 6:18 left in the third period, and now it is power play 7 for the Ice Hogs. And penalty kill 7 for Cleveland. They're 6 for 6. 6:05 remaining in the game. And Rockford still on top. An even strength goal in the first, a shorthanded goal in the second. Scorers Yurko and Svedberg, and that's it for offense. Meanwhile, 28 saves for Jean-Francois Berube between the pipes for Rockford. And Brad Thiessen has been great too. 17 stops on 19 shots faced. The problem has not been in net for either team tonight. And frankly, there haven't been many problems for either team except maybe all the penalties. Out of the defensive zone now from left to right. Attack the Ice Hogs from Polka. Feeding ahead, it's Yurko. Now left circle, gathering, firing, and scoring is Highmore. A laser to the top shelf, and it is 3-0 on a wrister from out high for the Ice Hogs. I mean, I'm talking an absolutely sizzling shot. That from above the left circle, and it beat Thiessen clean high over his blocker arm. Ryan Collins tried to go down and block the shot, unable to stop that from Matthew Highmore, Halifax, Nova Scotia native. And he has got, with that left-handed shot, a wicked wrister. Showed it off there. Time of the goal, 14:27 of this third period. Highmore's first of the season to make it 3-0 Rockford on the 20th Ice Hawk shot. Even strength goal. Really nicely done there. So the power play concludes. It's a power play goal. And that is our first power play goal of the game. And now we have got a collision, and going down right off the ensuing draw, grabbing his face, was Matt Acapelli. And now heads off. And no penalty coming, it doesn't appear. So Cleveland 6 for 7 on the kill, and it's 5-on-5. And a little bit of the air has been taken out of the building now, as that third goal makes it 3-0 for Rockford. Still a fantastic crowd tonight in 5 digits here yet again. Not surprising. That's really happens more often than not for the Monsters here at Quicken Loans Arena. So blessed by a passionate hockey community here in Northeast Ohio. Puck loose in the Monsters' blue line, forced ahead by John Ramage, taken away by Anthony Lewis. High backhand flick to the end wall. Johnson throws a little shiver into Gauntz, who tracks him down. Fed to the right point, Polka. Long drive off his own man, that was Lewis. Now Peltier on the end wall takes a shove from Ramage in the Monsters' D zone. Fed out left point at Svedberg. Gathers, fires that one right on. Gloved by Thiessen and held. And the time will stop with 4:24 to go in the third. Quick media timeout. We'll come back with more from Quicken Loans Arena. 4.5 minutes left in the third on opening night. 3-0 Ice Hawks on 99X.
For true Monsters fans, it's Bob Evans or nothing. Starting with their signature sausage made with premium cuts of pork, this juicy crowd pleaser leads the team in farm fresh goodness. Also try a Bob Evans fan favorite, the #1 selling mashed potatoes. They're ready in no time, so your family won't miss a second of the game. Earn Pro points on delicious Bob Evans sausage and side dishes at Discount Drug Mart today. The clock is ticking.
Discount Drug Mart saves you the runaround. You'll find everything you need.
For over 40 years, Northeast Ohio has trusted Car Parts Warehouse for all their automotive parts supply needs. With 31 convenient locations, they have all the top brands in auto parts: Mopar, AC Delco, Motorcraft, Bosch, Move, Monroe, and more. From wiper blades to catalytic converters, from foreign to domestic, they have you covered. Check them out at carpartswarehouse.net. Stop in on your birthday and receive a pair of Anko wiper blades free. Car Parts Warehouse. Right parts, right price, right now.
Hey fans, text the word Monsters to 720-720 to get mobile alerts sent directly to your phone. You'll receive score updates, special promotions, and more. Again, that's MONSTERS to 720-720. Connect with the Monsters today. Welcome back, everyone. 4:18 left in the third period. 3-0 Rockford here on opening night at the Q. Monsters offense stalled a bit here. They've matched up against a really sharp goaltender in Jean-Francois Berube. And now Cleveland trying to spoil his night here in the final 4 minutes. Josh Anderson left behind to Camper, and now it's Gauntz for Cleveland out of his own zone. Tony Brown back with you here on 99X, your home for Monsters hockey. All of it, each second of it this year, and we're so happy about that. We love being here on Cleveland's New Rock Alternative and with our partners at iHeartMedia. And now out of the net comes Thiessen. This is not a delayed penalty. This is the Monsters and John Madden, their head coach, being aggressive and pulling the goaltender, trying to get some offense going here. New Tavara, center blue, sent one towards the middle. Empty net for Cleveland. 6-on-5 advantage for Cleveland. And Rockford unable to clear their own zone. Here comes Mott. Leaves behind him. It's Turkoff. Right circle with room. Ducks around a man. Centers one through off the backhand of the goal stick of Berube. And now it is Broadhurst fighting through a check from Camp down low. Empty net for the Monsters. Brad Thiessen on the bench. 6-on-5 in the O-zone with 3:13 left in this third period. John Madden tries to jumpstart his offense here by pulling the goaltender early. And now a good stretch of possession. Anderson centers one through. Bouncing puck. And Berube was able to track it and cover in the goal crease. Not so much a shot from Broadhurst, but it came off his body. And a good thought by Anderson just to put something towards the net. Crazy bounces work out just like great shots do. And right there, Broadhurst nearly right place, right time. Instead, it's Berube's 29th save. Hey fans, stay connected to the Monsters by following the team on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat at Monsters Hockey. That's the handle. Gain access to special behind-the-scenes action and interact with the team like never before. Follow the Monsters today. Cleveland takes their timeout here with 3 minutes, 3 seconds left in this third period, trailing 3-0. Brad Thiessen has been pulled for the extra skater, and the veteran Thiessen, his 9th year of pro hockey, chatting with a young man by the name of Matisse Kiblenix, who Monsters fans are going to get to know very well this year. He's the backup goaltender tonight. Those two look on while John Madden tries to orchestrate the first goal of the game for his team on his grease board right now in the Monsters huddle as they've taken their timeout. Kiblenix, a native of Riga, Latvia, a young man who's coming off a just fantastic season in the United States Hockey League, the top American junior league. Kiblenix, how about this record? In 49 appearances, 36-7-2 for the Sioux City, Iowa Musketeers. 5 shutouts, a 1.85 goals against, a 932 save percentage. Led the league in basically every goaltending category. Was the goalie of the year, was the player of the year, and his team won the regular season championship. I got to tell you, this kid's got a bright future, and it's going to unfold this season in Cleveland, and I, for one, am excited to see it happen. Still an empty net for the Monsters, but an puck is iced here off this D-zone face-off for Rockford. So the Monsters get away with failing to prevail on that draw. 2:55 left in the third period. Want to remind you guys, stick around after the game for our brief, but we hope informative post-game show. We'll have your final stats, your jackpot play of the game, your Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, 3 stars, update to the Northwest Mutual Home Saves Program. And we'll preview the Monsters' trip north of the border to Manitoba that comes up on Friday. All that coming up after this game goes final tonight, whenever that may be. 2:47 left in this third period. Empty net for Cleveland. They trail 3-0 to the Rockford Ice Hogs on opening night. Almost iced was that puck yet again. Now Turkov into the offensive zone in the left wing entry. Turkov, Anderson, Mitchell, Broadhurst, Ramage, Camper. Those are your 6 skaters for Cleveland, with again the net unattended. Brad Thiessen on the bench for the extra man. Here comes Camper into the offensive zone. Mitchell left circle, waits and fires. Berube the save. Gathered that in off the top of his leg pads and held it. And that'll stop the clock with 2:21 left. Fresh complement of skaters over the boards for John Madden and Cleveland. 30 saves now for Berube, who has been in every way the most important player on the ice tonight for either team, and I think that's safe to say. Rockford, similar boat to Cleveland to start their season. This the only game of their first weekend. Looking to start with a nice win. They're on their way. Long shot off that face-off from out top Tyler Mott. Arister hoped for a deflection instead. Smothered in that glove hand of Berube, and that saved 31 on the game today. I mean, he's really been fantastic and steady. NHLer last year with the New York Islanders. 18 appearances as the backup goaltender there. And now here in Rockford, he has looked every bit the major leaguer. Bouncing towards the front of the net. This one poked away by Berube and then angled all the way down into the empty net. They score. Not sure who's going to be credited with that. I believe it's Billy Polka from his own zone. It's into the net, the empty net, for a 4-0 Rockford lead with the time of the goal, 17:50 of this third period. Well, these 12,115 fans that were in-house tonight heading, some of them, to the exits a little bit early tonight with the conclusion foregone, but a great start to the season. And, you know, you say this, it sounds trite, but, you know, the final score here is not going to indicate how tight a game this was. A lucky bounce started things in the first period for Rockford off John Ramage's skate. Shorthanded goal in the second period. That was a mistake by Cleveland. Then in the third, a nice shot, but the game sort of out of hand at that point, and then an empty netter here. So Thiessen back in. 2 minutes on the nose remaining in this third period. Back to action with a 4-0 Rockford lead. Here's Matt Acapelli into the offensive zone for the Ice Hogs, and offside as Graham Knott was already inside. That'll stop the clock with 1:48 remaining in the third. Acapelli's an interesting guy. Just like Matisse Kiblenix, who last year was in the United States Hockey League. Acapelli once upon a time was a major goal scorer, a elite goal scorer for the USHL's Muskegon Lumberjacks. Now finds himself in Rockford for his first full pro season. See so many guys like that in the AHL that have histories of just scoring tons and tons of goals, and then they come to the AHL, they have to fulfill a different role on a team. Acapelli is a lot like, say, a guy like Hayden Hodgson or Bobby McIntyre or several players on this Monsters roster this year. Back to the O-zone, final 90 seconds. Here's Newt Tavara, long wrister. That one again stopped and then bounced in the air and smothered by Berube. And he will hang on to it. 1:26 left in the third period. Tremendous start to the season here in terms of fan support, in terms of getting the blood pumping a little bit. The mantra for this team this year is 1 point, because that is the margin by which they were denied a playoff berth a season ago. Tonight, does not look like they'll earn a point, but the focus will be there each and every night this year because each of these, whether they're earned in October or in March, count exactly the same to ensuring a postseason berth. And so the Monsters tonight, not the outcome they wanted. I think a lot of the play this evening, I don't know if John Madden will share my point of view, but from where I'm sitting, a lot of the play this evening has been encouraging, particularly given the tiny, tiny sample size this season for this team. Final minute here in this third period. 4-0 Rockford, an empty netter for Polka. Just a few moments ago is the latest goal scorer. Puck offered through center. Cameron Gauntz trying to track this down. He's run off in the far corner of his defensive end. Broadhurst picks off a centering feed intended for Johnson. He's able to slough one ahead. Nick Moutry chips to himself around Polka, tries to win a race, can't do it. 35 seconds left in this third period. Rockford out to center. It's Peltier. Gets around a man. Peltier one-on-one with Kukin. Good toe drag. Backhander wide right on Thiessen. 25 seconds left now in this third period. And in the near corner, it is controlled by Tyler Mott. Mott has it now and spins up the left side of his own zone. 15 seconds left. Arm up for a delayed call. Touched by Rockford. And we'll have a penalty here with 14.8 seconds left. And of course, the rules are always enforced evenly, no matter the time frame in the game, but a hook against Peltier delays the inevitable here. Monsters to the power play officially for the 8th time. They're 0 for 7. And 14.8 seconds all that's left. Another reminder, folks, join us when all is said and done tonight for our post-game show. A lot of ground to cover, including our jackpot play of the game and our Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans 3 stars. Right after the conclusion of the game tonight on 99X. Final shift here, 13 seconds left. Power play slapper off a face-off win from the right point by Kukin. Second effort after a Berube save by Mott, also stopped. And so padding his own stats is J.F. Berube in net for Rockford, up to 33 saves in the hockey game. Tip of the cap to him. Power players Kukin, Collins, Scott, Mott, and Maletta. With Jordan Maletta, the right-hander, former Niagara Ice Dog, taking the draw. Back in his OHL days. Final 10 seconds here, out to the right point. It's Kukin controlling. Here's Scott. Back out to Kukin with 3 seconds left to Scott. Wanted the one-timer, couldn't take it, and that's it. Time runs out, and the game is over. Your final score tonight, the Rockford Ice Hogs spoil opening night for the Monsters, at least in one way, by winning the game by a final of 4-0. The Monsters fall to 0-1-0-0 this season, but 75 more games to play, folks. I wouldn't worry quite yet. So the Monsters fall tonight at home in front of 12,000 plus at the Q. A great night of entertainment, a great night to meet the new players for a lot of these fans, and a great night for these new players here on this Monsters roster to see what Cleveland hockey is all about. Ultimately, a losing effort tonight, the final again. Rockford 4 and Cleveland nothing. We'll step aside, come back with our brief but informative post-game show next. We'll have final stats, our jackpot play of the game, our Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans 3 stars, Northwest Mutual home saves update, and we will say so long after a preview of the Monsters' next clash, which comes in Manitoba on Friday night. That's it. That's all for now. More in a moment from the Q. Monsters fall on opening night to Rockford 4-0. You heard it here on 99X.
The road to the NHL runs through Cleveland. Catch hockey's future stars as your Cleveland Monsters battle at Quicken Loans Arena.
Sunday, October 22nd at 5 is a Monsters Kids Day. The first 2,500 kids aged 12 and under receive a Monsters glow-in-the-dark trick-or-treat bucket and a Kids Day pass to Cedar Point's Hollow Weekend. Stick around after the game for a post-game skate from Houdat Dental.
For details, call 216-420-0000. Visit ClevelandMonsters.com or any Northern Ohio discount drug mart.
Jack said